Good evening. You are watching Northern Student TV. I'm your host, Alyssa Mess. My co-host, Mr. Beaver, seems to have gone off somewhere, but he should be back next week. Nonetheless, the show must go on. TNC Reviews will jump in with letting us know about Cryptic Gear.
Hey guys, this is TNC Reviews. I'm Ty, Connor's behind the camera, and today we're going to be reviewing a product by Cryptic. It's the Cryptic Velis outfit. So first off is the Velis jacket. With the jacket there is 3 pockets. You got the first one on the chest, 2 here. Then you have 2 zippers on the armpits. This allows for ventilation. If you're walking, you could easily zip that down and let some air flow in. Another really good thing about these is the cuffs here. So you got this Velcro, and this really just allows you to get those gloves on and then Velcro them really tight. Second, we have the pants. So the pants have 5 pockets. You got 2 on the thighs, you have 2 right on the side, and then 1 back pocket. Then another really awesome feature is the zipper goes up right on the bottom part of the pants, so you can tie your boots. As soon as you're done doing that, you can put these over your boots and zip it down. From what we've noticed, going out, in 2 feet of snow, this zipper here really helps with keeping the snow out. Another thing with the pants is, we're sitting out there, our body heat's heating up the snow. That melts down and then freezes back onto you. So, your pants, from our experiences, they're getting caked with snow. But surprisingly, you don't get wet at all. You stand up, you just brush it off. It comes off really easy. So finally is the Velis gloves. This is a great glove for keeping your hands dry, keeping your hands warm. It's that same fleece material. They are not too bulky, so you can easily pull a trigger of a gun or fit your release on. I'd say some of the most impressive things about the Cryptic lineup is its weather resistance and lightweight, free feeling, so you don't feel constricted in it. You can easily pull a bow back. You can walk around freely. You don't have to worry about making a lot of noise with fleece. Fleece can rub together and it's not going to make a lot of noise. So. Now looking at cons for the Velis outfit, I'd say the number 1 con is going to be price. You're looking at about $220 for the jacket, about $200 for the pants, and another $60 for the gloves. So that can be a major barrier for consumers to want to buy this product. If you're out there testing the elements, I think it's worth it. I've used it for 1 season now, and it hasn't really let me down in any way. It's not a jacket that you can go out and beat any temperature in, but we were out hunting and it was, under 15 degrees, wind chill makes it even lower, and we were still fine. It's still a very warm product, but it's not going to solve everything. One issue even that I'd have is getting too hot when walking out to the stand. I know you can unzip right here at the armpits, but that still doesn't always fix the problem. You still sweat, you still get hot walking out to the stand. So other than that, I don't really have any other complaints with the product. I've been impressed, so I know Connor's been impressed, so overall I think this is a really, really nice product. So that's the Velis outfit from Cryptic, and this is TNC Reviews. Thanks for watching.
Next up is Sports with CJ. Let's see how his interview with the Assistant Director for BSU Athletic Media Relations went.
Hello everyone, for NSTV Sports, I'm CJ Baumgartner here in the Physical Education Complex building here at Bemidji State University, and we're joined by Assistant Director of Athletic Media Relations, Colin Boyles. How's it going today, Colin?
It's going pretty good. How about you?
Doing pretty good. So why don't you for those of the people who don't know, who are watching at home, what exactly is Athletic Media Relations?
Well, Athletic Media Relations, basically we kind of are the overseers of media at Bemidji State here with the athletics department. So basically we kind of have a relation, we deal with media in the local region. We deal with media nationally sometimes if it comes to it. Otherwise, we are updating maybe like websites, doing stats at all the games and the events, and social media. So that's probably one of my favorite parts, is actually the social media aspect of it. But it's basically just everything that encompasses media basically for the athletics department.
So you kind of run Twitter, you run social media. In today's day and age, everybody kind of has their favorite social media accounts when it comes to certain athletic teams and stuff like that. What's your style when you do the social media?
Well, whenever I do the social media, a big account that I look at, or a team that I look at, is Clemson down in South Carolina. So my mom actually went to Clemson, and so that's how I have the tie there. And they have just been kind of revolutionizing the social media game as far as athletics departments go, and so I watch them, and they do a lot of engaging, graphics, video, and I try to do as much of that as I can here. The resources are obviously different, but that's one I look at, and so one of my favorite parts is kind of, especially having a video background, being able to produce that video, and I know all the athletes love it whenever they have a camera around, and so I'm able to kind of bring that side of them to the public and to the fans of each sport. And so it's, I would say for sure that's one of my favorite aspects of it, is the video side.
Yeah, it's very cool. So you guys also have students who work in your department who work as either paid, unpaid, kind of that. What are their responsibilities?
Well, basically we have them ranging from working on our website, creating graphics, writing feature stories that we can share with, the rest of the public, to doing stats at games. It's kind of just aware of many hats, really. We try to get them to do as much as they possibly can, to get them well-rounded, and so that they kind of know more whenever they get done with school, that they're able to actually get out and have those different aspects that they've worked with, and so that they're not always just working on one thing or the other. And so we try to, from my side of it, I try to get them to do as much as they can, and not focus on one small task or one detail of one responsibility or anything. But yeah, so I would say we try to get them to do as much around the athletics department as much as I do. I would like them to do as well too,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I guess overall, how long have you been here at Bemidji State University?
I am finishing up my 4th year here. Yep, so I started in September of 2015.
All right, how do you feel that you've grown kind of in this role as athletic media relations, as the assistant director? How do you feel that you've kind of changed, maybe not changed, or what about it?
I mean, I've definitely changed just from the, serving as hopefully a mentor to some of the students that we have here, and being able to be somebody who can be here for them and, bounce questions, ideas, and kind of see what they're aiming to do in their career. Because ultimately, when it comes down to it, this is, something that's helping build their portfolio maybe, or getting them ready for whenever they get their degree and everything. And so I would say that's probably one of the biggest things, hopefully, is that I'm just able to help our student workers build that and to move on to what they're trying to do later after college. And as far as, the working goes, then it's, I try to not change too much, and yet still change some stuff up a little bit. So I love doing that video aspect of it. I just kind of want to keep things consistent, and I know what the athletes and everything here like, so I try to just continue with that and just stay consistent as far as that goes.
All right, well, thank you for taking the time today, Colin Boyles, Assistant Director of Athletic Media Relations here at Bemidji State University. For NSTV Sports, I'm CJ Baumgartner, and we'll kick it back to you guys in the studio.
It is always nice to know about BSU athletic staff. Thank you, CJ. Now, there is a good chance my co-host, Mr. Beaver, wandered off to one of the events happening on campus. So let's find out in What's Happening at BSU with Tiffany Harris.
Hi, and welcome to this week's episode of BSU Weekly. I'm your host, Tiffany Harris, and I'm here to keep you up to date on all things BSU. On Tuesday, April 9th, some special guests will be joining us in Benson 115 at 6 p.m. for a panel to talk about mental health. All students are welcome and encouraged to attend this panel. Attention to all education students. You are invited to attend the 33rd Annual Minnesota Education Job Fair at the Minneapolis Convention Center in Minneapolis on Wednesday, April 10th from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. You will have the opportunity to meet with over 220 school districts from across the nation. You must be graduating by December of 2019 to attend. If you plan to attend, you can sign up through Connect to Careers through your MyBSU portal. On Thursday, April 11th, Lifestyle Educators is hosting a blood drive in the Crying Wolf Room from 10 to 3. This blood drive will be in honor of Joe Newman. Encouraging others to give blood was very important to Joe, and we all encourage you to donate this Thursday. If you have never given blood before, here are a few tips to keep in mind before and after you donate. Make sure you eat beforehand, and it's recommended to eat iron-rich foods such as red meat, fish, beans, or spinach. Also, make sure you are well rested and drink plenty of water. After donating, enjoy a snack, drink lots of water, and get lots of rest. Avoid alcohol for the next 24 hours and don't engage in any harsh physical activity. On Wednesday, April 10th, there are a few sporting events to catch both away and right here in Bemidji. As for away games, the women's softball team will be playing an away game at Minot State University at noon, then again at 2 p.m. Then the men's baseball team will be playing at home at the BSU baseball field against Upper Iowa at 1 p.m., and then again at 3. There are also a handful of sporting events to catch this weekend. Away from home, women's golf will be participating in the Augustana Invite on both Saturday the 13th and Sunday the 14th, times to be announced. Then women's tennis will be participating at the NSIC tournament both Saturday and Sunday, times to be announced. And BSU's track and field will be participating at the Minnesota Spring Open all day Saturday. And if you are staying in Bemidji this weekend, on Saturday, men's baseball will be playing against Southwest Minnesota State at the BSU baseball field at 1 p.m., and then again at 3. Women's softball will also be playing at home against Upper Iowa at 1 p.m., and then again at 3. On Sunday the 14th, men's baseball will be playing against Southwest Minnesota State once again at 1 p.m. at the BSU baseball field. Lastly, women's softball will be playing at home against Winona State University at noon, then again at 2. Are you interested in joining the Bemidji dance team? Tryouts are happening Sunday, April 14th from 6 to 9 p.m., then again on Tuesday, April 16th from 7:30 to 10 p.m. in the Rec Center Dance Studio. The first night of tryouts, they will be teaching a short combo, a sideline routine, and the school song. They will also go over some basic skills and how to do these skills. The second night is when everybody will be performing what they learned for a small group of judges. No dance experience is required, but it is required to attend both nights to be considered. They also ask that you wear black tight-fitted clothing such as leggings and tank tops and wear tennis shoes. If you have any questions, email them or reach out to their Facebook page. If you are unable to attend either of the audition nights, contact them in advance to inquire about submitting a video audition. And that concludes this week's episode. Join me next week to learn more about upcoming campus events. My name is Tiffany, and I'll see you next time on BSU Weekly.
I hope you all enjoyed Bemidji with Andy Kuchera, as it is coming back to the show. Shall we check in with him?
I'm Andy Kuchera, and this is What to Do Bemidji. Today, we're here to talk with Wade Van Kempen about disc golf. Let's go check it out.
My name is Wade Van Kempen. We are kind of an unorganized or unofficial club at the moment, so technically I'm the president, but we have not elected officials. Disc golf is a sport much like ball golf, where you you'll use a disc or a frisbee instead of a ball and a club, and you will throw the disc down the fairway to the basket that consists of chains and a basket to catch the discs, and you just try to get it in the basket in as few throws as possible. We have tee boxes that are like 3 feet wide by 4 feet long, and you will throw your disc, your original drive, from that spot, and wherever your first throw comes to lie, then you will go up to that and throw it to the basket. Main rules are don't pass where your disc is landing or the front of the tee box when you're throwing. There's just etiquette rules, like, you know, if somebody else is throwing, be quiet. Don't talk excessively. Otherwise, it's fairly simple, easy to pick up. Not once you try it out, it's not always easy to get down, but it's a very quick sport to learn. So, in Bemidji, we have Walmart carries a small assortment. Otherwise, there is Smokes for Less. They carry a somewhat larger assortment. And then downtown, Books and More, he has used discs every so often. Yes, there's distance drivers. They have a more sharp rim so that they will fly quicker through the air, higher speed. And then they have what they call a fairway driver. It's a little bit thinner, narrower rim, and they're more for controlled, like mid-range shots. Then there's actually, you go down another step to a mid-range disc that's shaped more like a traditional Frisbee. Those are for closer shots, touch shots. And then you can go all the way down to a putter, which most people will only use within 50 or 100 feet of the basket. The course in Bemidji, it is 18 holes. It was actually started as a 9-hole back in 1998, and was very successful for years. And then when the city park was redesigned in 2011, they decided to make this an 18-hole course. It is actually rated the 7th highest rated course in Minnesota out of about 330. I'm Wade Van Kempen. This has been Disc Golf. Until next time.
Well, that wraps up the segments for tonight's show. I'm going to go look for my co-host. Till next Friday, I'm your host, Alyssa Mess, and you've been watching Northern Student TV.